People are often taken far sooner than we anticipate, and when it happens in Hollywood, the world is taken aback, causing the shock to be multiplied sevenfold. It's always heartbreaking to watch talents on the verge of a breakthrough career die far too young. Many people wish to see what their extraordinary abilities may have become if they had been given more time in life. Whether the action star dies in an accident on set, suffers from illness, or even takes their own life, it is always a terrible loss. So, we bring you some stars who showed great promise and would have had some shining careers had they lived longer. River Phoenix. Phoenix had a brief acting career, appearing as a teenage Indiana Jones in the blockbuster film Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and earning an Academy Award nomination for his part in the 1988 film Running on Empty. He was regarded as one of the most promising young performers of his generation. By the time River was in his early 20s, the stress and demands of his profession and Hollywood society had gotten the best of him, and he began using cocaine and heroin. Phoenix went to the Hollywood club, the Viper Room, with his partner Samantha Mathis and his siblings Joaquin and Rain on October 30th, 1993. Phoenix did drugs while there and passed out outside. He died later that night. Cocaine and morphine were found in his blood, according to a toxicology study. His brother Joaquin would go on to become a renowned actor of his time. Joaquin paid respect to his elder brother by reciting one of his lyrics when accepting the Best Actor Academy Award for Joker in 2020. He and his partner, Rooney Mara, named their first kid, River, later that year. Paul Walker. No one has forgotten Paul Walker's tragic death, despite the popularity of Furious 7. In the Fast and Furious films, he played Brian O'Connor. Walker died in a fast car at the age of 40, and the films are all about fast cars and include many dangerous auto-centric exploits. When the extensively modified Porsche Carrera GT Paul Walker was traveling in collided with a lamppost and several trees, it was going between 80 and 93 miles per hour. The road speed limit was only 45 miles per hour. Walker and the driver, Roger Rodas, are believed to have died instantaneously after the collision, according to autopsy results. According to CNN, the late actor's daughter filed a wrongful death case against Porsche, claiming that the sports vehicle he was traveling in had several design faults. Since Paul's passing, his pal Vin Diesel has made sure of paying tribute to him in a variety of ways. Chadwick Boseman. It was in 2016 when Boseman's career truly took off, when he debuted as the Black Panther in Captain America: Civil War. He captivated viewers for the following 5 years in films such as Marshall, in which he played Thurgood Marshall, 21 Bridges, Da 5 Bloods, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and of course, Black Panther. Regrettably, the beginning of Boseman's incredible run of success coincided with his diagnosis of colon cancer. While recording all of these great performances, Boseman kept his condition a secret, and the world was startled when he died on August 28, 2020. Chadwick Boseman is no doubt the biggest role model for his bravery and courage amidst his battle with his disease. According to the Associated Press, the Black Panther star was aware that he was fighting death due to colon cancer, which proved uncurable even after countless operations and chemotherapy. Bruce Lee. Lee did more in his short life than most people, and the wasted potential of those lost years just adds to the sadness of his untimely passing. Bruce Lee, actor and martial arts star, died at the age of 32. Lee died on July 20th, 1973, barely a month before the premiere of Enter the Dragon. His death was caused by a medical issue, not by irresponsible behavior, drugs, or a strange accident. His death was caused by cerebral edema, a significant swelling of the brain, which was likely caused by a number of causes. Lee was most certainly suffering from heat stroke, which was worsened by a painkiller he was taking to ease the symptoms of a terrible headache. Equagesic was the medication, which was a pain reliever, including aspirin, and a tranquilizer, meprobamate. Enter the Dragon was Lee's final film, and is widely regarded, deservedly so, as the greatest martial arts movie ever produced. Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee entered his profession with high hopes. After all, he was the son of Bruce Lee, the world-famous martial artist and movie star. Brandon Lee, like his father, was a skilled martial artist and actor who had already starred in the small action film Rapid Fire. When he was cast in The Crow, a comic book adaptation about a rock singer who was brought back from the dead to avenge the death of his fiancée. He recorded a scene in which his character was to be shot and murdered on March 30th, 1993. Unfortunately, a sequence of production errors resulted in the star being shot with the remains of a real bullet rather than a fake cartridge. The actor fired the pistol, mortally shooting Lee, while the cameras were still rolling. Brandon died when he was 28 years old, 4 years younger than his father. The film was a box office success upon its initial release, owing in large part to Lee's skills. Brandon, like his father Bruce, would receive the greatest praise and attention for a film he had never seen. Aliyah. After establishing herself as a prominent music artist throughout her teens, Aliyah began her career as an actor while she was in her 20s. Her debut feature, Romeo Must Die, starring Jet Li, was a box office success, making more than double its budget in the United States. Aliyah has been dubbed the best part of the movie by reviewers. She would next appear in the vampire thriller Queen of the Damned, which regrettably would be released after her death. She boarded a private jet with 8 people going to Florida on August 25, 2001. After finishing filming a music video in the Bahamas, the plane crashed shortly after departure, killing everyone on board. Aliyah, who had already made a name for herself in music and on television in her brief life, was just 22 years old when she died. The plane was later discovered to be overloaded, and the pilot was not only untrained to fly the plane, but also had a suspended license due to drug possession and had drugs and alcohol in his system. Anton Yelchin. When Yelchin was 6 months old, he and his family fled Russia for the United States. After his parents, a Jewish couple of figure skaters, relocated to Los Angeles, Yelchin quickly rose to fame as a child star. Along Came a Spider, released in 2001, was one of his most well-known roles. He was most widely credited as Chekhov in the 3 latest Star Trek movies. He maintained an excellent acting career into his adulthood, displaying charming intellect and compassion. When his Jeep rolled down from an incline and crashed into him, he died of blunt traumatic asphyxia. At the time, the Jeep Yelchin was driving was being recalled owing to a gear selector design where you could confuse neutral with park. His family filed a lawsuit against Fiat Chrysler, which was subsequently settled out of court. He was just 27 when he died. Heath Ledger. After appearing in several popular films, including 10 Things I Hate About You and A Knight's Tale, Ledger's appearances in the more serious films Brokeback Mountain and The Dark Knight earned him widespread critical praise. He was even nominated for an Academy Award for his amazing portrayal as the Joker, but sadly, he was no longer able to accept the honor in person. Instead, director Christopher Nolan accepted the award. Outside of the screen, Ledger had been in a lot of distress due to a terrible breakup, and being diagnosed with insomnia just added to his misery. Heath Ledger was discovered unconscious in his bed by his maid, Diana Wolozin, on January 22, 2008. In the hours leading up to his death, Ledger had taken a combination of narcotics in an attempt to escape his troubles. He died as a consequence of acute intoxication by the combined effects of 6 different medicines, according to his autopsy. Christopher Reeve. Christopher Reeve, who was born in 1952, rose to fame in his mid-20s after earning the role as Superman, one of the most well-known figures of the modern period. Despite appearing in a number of other films, he will always be remembered for his performance as the Man of Steel. Tragically, not long after, Reeve suffered a terrible accident that left him paralyzed from the neck down. He fell off a horse, which resulted in severe damage to his spine. But even after becoming a quadriplegic, Christopher Reeve was a hero. He became well known for his relentless efforts to assist others who had suffered similar injuries in the years after the accident. He went to live on 9 more years after this and died at the age of 52.